Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys have been well. My posting is going to be a little inconsistent. I'm going to try to post once to twice a week, but you know how that goes. Life be lifing, but this video is going to be about how to go to a festival solo. So, I've gotten a lot of questions and just people wanting advice on how to do a festival solo because I go to a lot of events by myself. It's just more fun for me, and trying to plan stuff with a lot of people is like impossible half the time. You try to get a group together, make things happen, and actually try to make a plan, and then you got people dropping out last second or people just not being on the right page, and it's kind of just like, okay, I'm gonna just go to this event by myself and enjoy myself and just have a good time because I'm just not dealing with that. I don't really want to be on other people's schedule and time, and that's what we're going to talk about. So, I feel like feeling nervous is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. We doing things on your own isn't easy sometimes, especially if you're not used to doing things on your own. But I feel like the beauty of that is you get to do what you want to do completely. There is no barrier other than yourself. You don't have to conform to the group schedule or go to a set that you might necessarily want to see, but you don't want to break up with the group. And you can always just go break off the group anyway if you're with a big group of people, especially at like a camping festival. You're probably caravanning in with like a few cars, a few friends. So that is what it is. But I've gone to a couple camping festivals by myself. Even that's a big jump because your own car, your own supplies, you're gonna have to get your own ice and all that jazz. But so freeing. I think the first one I did by myself was it was either Electric Forest or Bonnaroo. Those are really big ones to do by yourself, but I had the time of my life both times. And the one time that I went to a forest, I actually worked that festival. I worked production for that, and I was there for about 2 weeks. So, camping out of my car, 2 weeks, living my best life. Made so many new friends. I had the time of my life, genuinely. And it was great because I was there a week before the festival started, so no one's really there other than the operations and the people who are working. Made so many friends there. Then when my friends got there, it was even better because I was like, whoa, I've already been here for a week. I'm kind of settled in. And it's cool to meet up with my friends after the fact when I get off my shifts. I'm able to like just link up with them in Good Life or wherever they're at and just gush a little bit. And it's a different type of vibe. I was camping with the staff, so I was like kind of in my own secluded area. So it was nice to be able to have my space where I could just chill. Like it's my car, my space, my little tent. I'm a minimalist when I go camping or when I go to any festival or do most anything in life. I don't need a whole bunch of stuff. As long as I have what I need and maybe a little bit of extras, I'm good to go. But when you go by yourself, you just have freedom. It's complete freedom. There is no schedule but your own. You make your schedule in the app or whatever you do. Some people like to write it down on a piece of paper, whatever that looks like. And you go see whatever set you want to see. If there is a set that you really want to go to, there isn't a, so what are we doing, guys? Are we meeting up at the tree or whatever that is? That gets funky, especially once you mix in people are just getting all out of their heads and just when you got like 10, 15 people to organize it, things get mushy. So I just love the fact I can just do what I want. You have the complete freedom to go to any set and go anywhere. And you can do that anyway with a group, but when you go by yourself, you're relying only on yourself, which can be kind of scary, but it builds character. It is very freeing to just do you and have no bearing on it other than what you want to do. And if you're at an event, your friends are probably going to be there, maybe on their own accord, or they might only be coming for a day type of thing, because a lot of these festivals do sell day passes. So, your friend couldn't get off work the Friday, so they decide to come Saturday only, whatever that looks like. You can always still meet up with your friends. It's not like, oh, I'm going solo, I'm just going to be a nomad, and I'm not talking to anybody this whole weekend. You're doing it a little differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's beautiful to be able to have the self-sufficiency to just do your own thing, and then you still have the ability to meet up with your friends and catch a set or two. But you came alone. You're doing your own thing, so you can literally just be like, you know what, I'm enjoying my own time. Actually, I enjoyed the set or two. I'm gonna go on a side quest. The whole thing is a side quest, basically, which good time. I just love being able to make my own schedule and go as I please. There is no bearing on that. And how many times have you been with like a big group and you, Lord and behold, Timothy and Samantha are fighting again, and you having to deal with their shenanigans at camp all weekend, and just we've all been there, whether on one side or the other, and like it's old. Like this is a vacation for a lot of us. We go out, we use our PTO, we are doing this as a way to enjoy ourselves, and the last thing we want is Timothy and Samantha arguing the whole time over whatever relationship issues they're having, or just, little silly stuff that doesn't really matter. And it just gets old. Like, I don't want to deal with that. Most people don't want to deal with that. And it gets kind of awkward because it's like, you kind of want to step in, like, as a friend, like, hey, like, we're all here to have fun, but, trouble in paradise is trouble in paradise. And you can only say and do so much in those situations, especially if you don't really know what's going on. You don't really want to give your opinion or pick a side. That's just like, it's not your business at the end of the day. But it kind of becomes your business when you're at camp and people are yelling and screaming, or there's just like, that tension. You can feel it in the air, and it's just like, I don't really want to even bother with this. So I like going solo because you just mitigate all that. You don't have to worry about any of that. And if you are meeting up with friends, or you're at their camp later on, if you're at a camping festival, for example, then if that's the issue, you can just be like, okay, well, I had fun, but I'm going to go back to my camp, and I'm going to go enjoy myself with my speaker and kick back. I think also it's easier to meet people naturally. Like, when you're with your group, you might be a bit more just there, trying to just keep up with the group and keep up with what you're comfortable, which isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're on your own, you might get out of your comfort zone a little bit and be more willing to speak to strangers or talk to people who are at the sets that your friends probably wouldn't go to. Like for me, I love drum and bass. Drum and bass is my favorite genre. And whenever there's a drum and bass artist on a lineup for a festival, I'm usually like, okay, I will see you guys in a couple hours because I'm going to go see my artist, and I know you guys probably don't want to, and I'm not going to sit here and beg someone to come to a set they don't want to go to. I'll mention it like, hey, I'm going to go see XYZ, Subfocus, for example. Do you guys want to come? And usually when Subfocus is playing, there's someone really big playing. Like, for example, at Lost Lands, it was either Subfocus or Subtronics. And everyone I was with was like, Sub who? I was like, whoa, disrespect. It's fine. I get it. Drum and bass isn't that popular in the States. But I was like, that was my invite. If you want to come to Subfocus, feel free to come with me. If not, I will catch you at the end of Subtronics, because I can see Subtronics more or less any time in the States, at least. Subfocus, I might get a chance to see him once every couple of years. I am going to choose the set that I can't normally see typically every time. Even if it's not someone who is like the biggest or the bestest or whatever that looks like, I'm going to go try to see the set that I can't normally see or I haven't seen 15 times. I've seen Subtronics 15 times. Love the man. I have his vinyl right there. There. One of my favorite artists. But Subfocus and drum and bass, for me, the cherry on top. I will always go do something a little different. And it's just so freeing to be able to do that. And even with the group, you can still do your own thing. But when you come alone, you are just on your own. And I think it builds a lot of character for yourself as a person doing things on your own. Like whether it's going to a festival or going to the movies alone or going out to eat alone. I love doing things by myself. I feel like it you gotta be comfortable. You gotta be comfortable with yourself. The only person who's gonna always have you is you. So there's nothing wrong with doing things on your own. I feel like it could definitely be a little challenging sometimes, especially if you're not used to that. But you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's beauty in that all the time. And I feel like you meet people more naturally because everyone is there for the same reason. So you're not there with your group, or you might be at some points, but when you're just doing your own thing, you're at the same sets. Someone is at the same set as you, more than likely they want to be there. Like, for example, I'm going to use the same example. Subfocus. The people who are at Subfocus over Subtronics probably really love drum and bass a lot. And if they're willing to miss Subtronics for Subfocus, more than likely you'll probably get along with that person because, whoa, you're here too? You love Subfocus just as much as me, and you're here? Yo, my homie. Instagram. Now, we're friends for life. Like, I've had so many situations like that that are just awesome. But just know that you can do it. There isn't any barrier allowing you or disallowing you to not just doing your own thing. You can always meet up with the group later, but having your own safe haven at your own camp with your own supplies, doing your own thing, there's beauty in that. And I would definitely give a recommendation to at least give it a shot because it's fun. Even start it off, go to a show first. Go to a show by yourself and just see how you feel. You know, it's a little nerve-wracking. And even sometimes now, I've done it a lot, but it still gets it can be a little nervous, like, wow, I'm just doing this on my own. But it's very empowering. I love just doing my own thing. And it usually ends up being a better night because I still see my friends. I can still go hang out with them, but I am completely on my own schedule, and I love that. I would also say just trust your instincts too. Safety is key, and just be aware. Have a buddy on speed dial. Let people know where you are. Don't just like go off the grid unless that's what you really want to do. But be aware of your surroundings and trust your gut. Let your friends know, hey, I'm going to be doing this. Give them your location, whatever that looks like. And just let them know, like, hey, I just kind of wanted to do my own thing this year or for this festival or this event. I do want to hang out, but I will be on my own time. And I feel like 99% of the time, your real friends will understand, like, oh, I respect that. Do your thing. Let's catch a couple sets and who knows? And maybe you still end up spending a lot of time with your friends anyway, which is cool. But having that freedom to just do you is priceless, in my opinion. I love going to events solo, and I'd heavily recommend it. Thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want more festival tips, tricks, news, insider information, make sure to subscribe. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you.